We believe that well-told stories can change the world. That when a story is powerful, when it's told with heart, the way it deserves to be told, thought patterns can change, movements are started, fires are lit, and people are inspired. Stand With Me explores modern-day slavery through the eyes of a 9-year-old who decided to take a stand. Last year, we started a program where we would donate our time to tell a story, feeling like we could do more by using our skills as storytellers than we could by donating a percentage of profits. And this year, in researching all kinds of different options, we came across the story of a 9-year-old girl from Fairfax who was using lemonade to fight child slavery.
They shouldn't be working like this. Neither should anybody.
I just sent an email, went to the website, and that got me on the phone with her dad, Eric.
Within a matter of days, we were on our way down to Fairfax to meet Vivian on a discovery shoot. We left super early. I think call time was around 5 a.m.
We grabbed Carl, the infamous Carl, 15-passenger van, the Maroon Beast.
And for the next 12 hours, we were roaring down the Pacific coast.
We showed up to the Har House not knowing very much about the family itself.
We've done a ton of research on Viv, but we haven't met them in person yet, so we really didn't know what to expect.
We had hoped that there would be something. We had hoped that the story would be as romantic as we had placed in our mind's eye that this thing could be.
After we met the family and had a chance to spend some time with them, we looked around at each other and we said,
whoa, this is not a 5-minute piece. This is something bigger.
And then we're committed. It's the perfect story. It's the perfect time. We were going to make this documentary.
When the moment comes that it's your story and you get to do whatever you want, as a studio, we got to decide where we're going to take it. It's incredibly exciting and incredibly scary because how much is it going to cost?
Who could we talk to about this?
What's our approach going to be?
how would we shoot it?
Who's going to pay for it?
What if the story changes?
Are we able to do this ourselves?
Is it going to be...
Where are you going to go? When you get there,
What do
where
we
are you
cover?
gonna shoot?
What do we not
How
cover?
do you distribute a documentary?
Who's going to see it, and how are we going to go about making sure that the world does see it?
It hits you with how many decisions there are to make. We have coming up.
With Lisa.
With Lisa.
So she's going to be on stage with Lisa.
When we took on this film, I knew that it would be an incredible challenge. But you don't realize until you live it how that compares to immersing yourself in the world of something like slavery and realizing that you are their voice. They are never going to have the power to tell their story like we can. And that carries with it an incredible weight and responsibility. We spent 9 years as a studio building towards this dream of making our own documentary. So when this moment comes and it's here and it's upon us, we're gonna dream big. The problem is that comes with a cost. That's international flights. That's all kinds of shoots. And where's that money gonna come from?
We looked at what was out there. Angel investors was one. There are plenty of foundations out there, and there are film grants. Kickstarter was always out there. It's a huge time commitment to manage a campaign, and we really wanted and needed to focus on the film. It's not like she's going to stop putting up her lemonade stand for us. So that meant we funded the film ourselves to get the project going. And then as the scope grew, we got additional investors to help with the finances.
We really pushed ourselves early on to try and figure out exactly where we wanted to take the story. We started trying to fit the pieces together into scenes and then acts of the film.
We're going to Mars!
It's not enough for you to just understand what's going on. You have to feel it, and you have to connect with it.
And we were very mindful of that. We knew that this was not going to be a comfortable place for us to go or for us to take the audience.
And so we wanted to approach the film in a way that would make it something the audience would want to experience and share.
Because it'd be very hard to get people to sit down and watch it. And if they don't watch it, nothing's going to happen. But in Finding Vivian, that in itself is kind of a microcosm of how we had to approach it. Vivian had to be the sparkle that really brought people in. There you go. That's all you got? Come on, ham and cheese. Come on, ham and cheese. And so we had a really strong focus of using our light really well, of having it feel very bright, and it wasn't really dark and depressing.
Oh, thank you so much. And then Joyce gets blown back. I'm like, oh, sorry.
Of using our cameras and lenses to really bring people into the environment.
Of using very intentional camera movement, of really using all of those to create a lot of energy that is very fitting for a 9-year-old. But then also bringing in other elements like color grading or sound design or soundtrack selection. We even custom scored a soundtrack with lemonade bottles. It gave us the magic and sparkle that Vivian has, really adding in so much depth to the story so that you would really feel it and you could really kind of experience it through Vivian.
So originally we thought, this is Vivian's story. But then the world that she introduced us to hit us with a call to action. It demanded that we explore this on a level that we had never anticipated.
She's making her mark on the world.
What's the old phrase? Think globally, but act locally.
You say, pay what's in your heart.
This is a story that's emerging in front of us. This is a story that they don't know what's going to happen. One day they get a call and they're ringing the bell for Twitter's IPO. We couldn't predict that. They couldn't predict that.
And just as you think you're headed this way, the story takes you that way. And just as you thought that the story was this big, you discover that it's really this big.
We tried to leave room for surprises. We tried to leave room for those opportunities that we were not expecting, but that we knew we could not simply turn away from.
As we began to realize that to really tell this story, it was much bigger than Vivian. It was really child slavery and Vivian as a window into that, in that dark world that we wanted to take the viewer into. That's happening internationally. And so we had to go internationally to Ghana to see slavery firsthand and to be in a center where children are rehabilitated. And to Nepal to hear stories of those liberated from slavery firsthand. We took a moment to thank the village by getting a soccer ball. It might seem odd to take a break and buy a soccer ball and go play with a group of kids in a peanut field, just kicking a ball around, but it's so important that you have such a strong experience with everybody involved in your film, and it just takes it to such a deeper place. And as you learn about the issue, you really see the role that objectification plays, that it's so easy to treat these people as objects. That, to me, offers so much insight into how we need to approach this film in subjectifying, in really humanizing, in giving these people a face and a voice and a life that's valuable, that's worth standing for and worth fighting for. And we can't do that by having somebody talk about them. We can't do that by just seeing a photo of them. We can do that by meeting them and hearing their story firsthand.
On the first day in the field in Ghana, David, our host, introduces us to the young man with which we were going to spend a great deal of time, Ebenezer. And as we're walking along the path, a remarkable thing happened. Young Ebenezer reaches his hand out and he grabs Ray's hand. This young boy is looking for a connection with his world around him, with an optimism and a tenacity that outmatches mine for the world.
Even though I was halfway around the world when they posted it, it really hit me. It proved to me that we can take people to a place through an image that would move them and connect them. And for me, that gave me hope that this film, the film that we're making, can do the same for you. Vivian's story broke on the internet with a tweet. In order to help build that community and build that awareness.
The title of the film is #StandWithMe because it's a social invitation.
I'm hopeful that the way that we frame this work and the way we introduce it to the world is met with the same passion and energy and conviction that we share in delivering it. The one thing that I've learned is that making a movie is only half of the battle. Getting that movie to the world is equally as difficult and challenging.
We don't make movies for ourselves. We make them to put them out there in the world, to have people see them, to have them be impacted, to have them mean something.
But I think the most exciting thing is that we set out on this journey and we have told a story that has substance, it's authentic, it's important.
When we say that we believe stories can really change the world, it's right now, it's this film.
I can't wait to meet our Vivian. I can't wait to meet the young boy or girl that sees our film and makes the world a better place.